forth with every sort of grass and seed-bearing plant and fruit trees. This occurred on the third day. I read that and I said, yay, we have got a good one here. Until I saw the footnote at the bottom. At the bottom, Ken Taylor put, this is a period of time. Instead of a day, each day is a long period of time. How many have ever heard that idea before? Maybe the days of Genesis are not days, maybe they're long periods of time. They always quote Psalms chapter 90, 1,000 years is like yesterday, or 2 Peter 3, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. Well, notice, both of those verses say 1,000, not million, okay? And neither of these verses have anything to do with the creation. They're just telling us that time doesn't mean anything to God. See, this is not 2005 in heaven. There is no time there. When somebody says, what did God do before the creation? Right away you've got to realize they're thinking about something that's not God. Because the God of the Bible is not affected by time, space, or matter. We are the ones that are locked into time, space, matter. God is not. If God is locked and limited by time, He's not God. So there is no time before the creation. But God created time. We cover more on that on video 7 also. But see, one of these days, it's going to stop again. There'll be no time in heaven. We sing the songs, when we've been there 10,000 years. Well, it's a great song. I love it. But it's not scriptural. We're not going to be there 10,000 years. We're just going to be there. No more time. First thing you do when you get to heaven, take off your watch and flip it over to the side. You won't need that anymore. Take out that pocket calendar, toss it over. You won't need that anymore. Never be late again. So before the creation, there was no time. At the end, there's going to be no time. The angel flew by and said, there shall be time no longer. Which means, if you really think about it, once upon a time, there was a time when there was no time. Even try to think about that one and your brain will start hurting. But here's the Farrar Fenton Bible from 1903. He said, by periods, God created that which produced the solar systems, then that which produced the earth. Does that sound like Genesis 1:1 to you? How about verse 5? This was the close and the dawn of the first age. The close and the dawn of the second age. He's trying awful hard to make the Bible say the earth is millions of years old. The Bible didn't sell very well, by the way. So you look down at verse 11. God said, let the earth bring forth grass, herbs, and fruit trees on the third day. On the fourth day, He made the sun. Now, if those days are millions of years, that's going to be kind of hard on them plants waiting for the sun to come up, don't you think? And on the fifth day, He made the insects, and they pollinate the plants. So if those guys teach the days are long periods of time, you got a real serious problem here, because now you got to have plants with no sun and no insects and birds to pollinate them, lasting for millions of years. That's a miracle. Big time miracle, I would say. No professor of Hebrew will tell you that the days in Genesis mean anything other than 24-hour days. Now, they might not believe that, but they know that's what the book teaches. The book clearly teaches the days of Genesis are normal days. They always say, doesn't the word yom mean, day? Could it mean like the day of the Lord? There is one reference out of the 1,800 times yom is used. It always means a day, okay? There are three meanings of the word day. 24-hour day. Jesus said, are there not 12 hours in the day? That's the daylight portion of the day. And then it says, in the day of the Lord. Now, is that talking about a long period of time, or is that also just one day? I don't know. I think that's just one day also. But certainly when it says evening and morning and the first day, the second day, there is no reason to say these days are anything other than 24-hour days, just like we have today. No verses in the Bible where the word yom is used indicate anything other than a 24-hour day. Get the Gap Theory book if you want to go down deep on that one, okay? Or my little booklet, The Gap Theory.